Hey guys, this is my friend Lynn. She plays off a handicap of 13. Today we're going to kind of analyze the game and let her know which parts of a game that she needs to improve on so that she can get from that 13 handicap to maybe a single handicap. I definitely think she has the potential to reach a single handicap, and even on good days she can definitely play the score of a single handicapper. As you can tell from this drive, she has power. When she hits the straight, it goes a long way. So let's see how we can help her with a game today. This is the first hole out at the East Course at TPC KL. She's recently made the move from the red tee boxes to the white tee boxes, and I definitely think she does have the distance to play off the whites, and that's definitely not an issue. So she's been getting a little bit more used to it now, so I think the white tee boxes aren't really a factor that's affecting her anymore. So let's talk about the other areas that she could improve on to lower her score. Over there, that second shot, you can see she chunked it a little bit, and that definitely was one that she could have gone on the green in regulation. But this is also her first time being on camera, and she's a little bit camera shy, so we'll give her a little bit of a handicap on this hole. She's using a 60-degree wedge over here. I told her not to open the face too much because the main goal here is to get it on the green and not even get that bunker in play at all. Sometimes when you open your face and you start thinking with a downhill lie as well, especially after chunking that second shot, she might try a little bit too hard and that bunker might come into play. So the first thing we're going to do here is get the ball in play. Obviously it rolled out a lot more than she thought it was going to, but she still has a putt for par, which is great. One of the things that Lynn says she struggles with is reading the lines of putts. So I will be helping her read some of her lines today, and if I stand behind her or stuff like that, we'll just not consider it a penalty because I'm just helping her out today. Cheers for the most awkward awkward handshake slash fist bump of the year. So let's move on to the next hole. This is a par 4, and from this hole onwards I'm going to be giving her targets of where she should be hitting, just so that she can choose better targets of the tee and even for her second shots and whatever else. So one of the things that I think she can definitely improve on is choosing better targets. Sometimes we forget, especially as a 13 handicapper, you can miss it both ways, so you do need to choose a target that is going to be center of where you would miss it. So she does hit a fade, but she can have a little bit of a drop kick draw, so those draws do not go that far. So I know that if she does hit a draw, she will not be going into the trees. So I told her to aim for that little chimney up there. I don't know if you can tell. She faded it a little bit more than she wanted it to, but look, she's perfectly in the fairway. So that's what we want, to get the ball on the fairway. For this next shot, as you can tell, there's water in front of the green here. So she was supposed to hit a 5-iron for the distance that she had, but she told me that she hates hitting a 5-iron. And if she hits a bad shot, the water is going to come into play. And obviously a 6-iron is going to be too short as well. So I told her if she does not like to hit a 5-iron, just go with the hybrid. We just want to get the water out of the play here. This is not the easiest hole in the golf course. I think for this 9, this is one of the most challenging holes. So what we're trying to do here is get the water completely out of play, get your ball somewhere where you can go for the green, go for your putt, go for your birdie, par, whatever it is. We just want it to be safe. So after that second shot, she went a little bit over, but look, she's perfect. There's nothing up there for her. It's just a regular chip, something that she's used to. So she's used to chipping with a 60 degree, so that's what she's chipping with right here. And she might not look like she's very satisfied with that shot, but this girl has high expectations. I think that's a good shot from where she was. It was in the rough. She had to get it enough that it was going to get on the green and also roll out. So having high expectations is good, but just as long as you don't get too upset when you hit it and you see it not next to the pin, because just because that wasn't next to the pin, it was still a very good chip. So she had this putt over here for par. What we're talking about is kind of the spot that she wants to roll the ball over, trying to get her to aim to a spot rather than somewhere far away, because I think she does putt better when she has a specific spot that she's going to. Even though it was a miss, it was a good tap-in bogey, which is something that we will take any day. So for this hole, again, choosing a good target, we chose the target which is that bunker, the most right bunker from here, and the right side of it. So as you will be able to see from her shot, she hits a little bit of her drop kick draw that she says she has, but guess what guys, it is still in the center of the fairway, which is what we want. So if you notice in this shot right here, which is what we are going to be talking about later, her feet are aimed pretty far left. We were actually aiming for the center of the green. If you can see, the pin is tucked left. So her feet are aiming pretty far left and her club face is open, which is why she started hitting a fade nowadays. So we did talk about that later, and that is something that she might look into fixing. Just because when she hits it good, she actually hits it straight and not a fade. So I think her fade has started coming in because of her alignment and the way she has been setting herself up. Which is fine. If you consistently hit a fade, that's fine. But if you want to hit the ball straight and you're hitting it fade, then I would say that her alignment was completely wrong, because you can tell her feet were definitely aiming pretty far left of where we were wanting to go. Additionally, if you pay attention here, what I told her is her misalignment with her irons are kind of going into putting. If you can tell from her feet, her left feet is a little bit behind her right foot, which is kind of what she's been doing throughout the round and is making her miss her putts left. And it's definitely not where she's trying to go. She just doesn't notice that she's doing that, and that's a problem with alignment. Sometimes once our body aligns, so her norm now has become aiming left. So aiming left for her feels straight. So that's why alignment, although it's something really simple, it's something that we need to check constantly, because it's so easy to misalign ourselves and then get that to be our norm, which is what we want to avoid, of course. So for this next hole, she was going between hitting a driver and a 3-wood, and she did not want to hit a driver because her miss today is a fade, and those bunkers are in play if she hits a driver. So the problem with hitting a 3-wood then is, if she hits the 3-wood good and it hits a fade like her natural shot is today, it is still going to go in the bunker. So instead of doing that, we're going to go with a hybrid, because you never want to hit a perfect shot and watch it go in the bunker or go behind a tree or go on a hazard. If you're going to be short of the bunker, make sure that you're actually going to be short of the bunker. It doesn't matter what club you hit at the end of the day. This is not even a long hole, so she can hit whatever club she wants. But if she's trying to avoid the bunker, we're going to make sure that we are going to be short. So after that great tee shot, she was right here in the center of the fairway. And she had about an 8-iron to the pin. So just making sure she has a good target. As you can tell, again, her feet are aiming pretty far left. So that is definitely something that I will stop pointing out in this video, but something that I've talked to her about and something that she does want to fix. So I think once she starts fixing that, she will definitely start hitting it more consistently and straighter as well, which is what we want to see, right? So this is the putt that she had for birdie. A decent putt and a good attempt there, so just a little par for her. And on the next hole, we have a par 3. So with this par 3, unfortunately with the distance, it was the distance of a 5-iron. And I thought off a tee, she might be fine. But she already told me before she was about to tee it up that she just does not like hitting this iron and this club. So if you don't like a club, chances are you feel uncomfortable when you're over the ball. And when you're uncomfortable over the ball, it is very hard to hit a good shot. It doesn't matter who you are. Being comfortable over the ball, or at least committing to not being comfortable over the ball, is very important. If she was not comfortable and she committed to the shot and just be like, you know what, I'm gonna hit a 5-iron, it doesn't matter if we go left or right, I'm just gonna be somewhere up there, I think she would have hit a much better shot. But she was definitely tentative over the tee, so that's why she hit that left shot, which she doesn't like. Over here was her bunker shot that she had. As you can tell, it was a huge carry, so preferably, I would have liked her to aim almost at that little tongue sticking out on the right side there. But she was going to try and aim for Diane up there. And unfortunately, it's just a really difficult shot. So if she had wanted to aim more right and just get it off the green, it would have definitely given her a better chance just to clear it. I'm sure if she had aimed more right, she would definitely be able to clear the lip with her shot that she hit. But she ended up hitting a really good second bunker shot, which is great. The key there was just telling her to commit to it. Same bunker shot, basically the same thing that she did just now would have been perfect. And she had this little 4-footer over here for bogey. So that was a great bogey save after being in a bunker. Let's move on to the next hole, which is a par 5. So for this par 5, we're choosing a good target again.
Nice.
and a bomb right down the center of the fairway. Perfect drive.
So good.
For the second shot, she was going with a hybrid here because she just does not feel very comfortable hitting a 3-wood, which is fine. It is a par 5, so she does not really need to hit a 3-wood, and it's not one that she can reach anyway. So she was just trying to hit a club that she was comfortable with. Unfortunately, just left the club face a little bit open, so she had this little fader, which, you know, it's fine. It still left her a third shot, unfortunately not in the best lie. And she just caught it heavy there, which happens, you know, and it happens to all of us. So we'll move on to the next shot, but this is a shot that she kind of struggles with. She kind of struggles hitting off different lies, especially when it's sloped. So as you can tell, this is a downhill slope, and she tends to just move her hands up too fast. So either her body tends to dip, which causes her to duff the ball, or she will tend to just use her hands, which is kind of what she did and ended up thinning it and going over. So I gave her a little lesson here and just trying to get her the right feel of what it should feel like. And we'll just go to the next shot, which is her bunker shot. So as you can tell from the previous videos of her bunker shots, the bunkers are not something that she struggles with. One of the main things is getting it out, and that's definitely something she can do. So spin and stuff like that is actually something that we talked about as well. I do think she needs a different golf ball because her ball was definitely reacting quite funny on certain holes, and it was not spinning when I thought it should be. So I think she should definitely look into getting a different ball. But for the meantime, with what she have, we chose a good target here, and look at how much more square she is over here and how much better that putt was.
Tee it up here and aim to the red flag, okay? I think you're good. You should hit a 6. Yeah, to the red flag. So all you have to think about is red flag. Yeah, kind of. Yep.
So hitting the center of the green definitely gives you a longer putt, but on a hole like that, she was hitting a 6 iron, which is a pretty long iron. It is windy. Going for the center of the green is important, and you know, if your putting is not good, like over here you can tell her speed was definitely off, but you can always work on your speed. If you hit the greens, you give yourself more opportunities. Putting is something, you know, working on speed and working on line is much easier than having to work on different chip shots, different wedges, bunker shots and stuff like that. It's much better to just have to work on your putting and focus on one aspect that you need to improve. You couldn't really tell from that video, but I asked her to place a putter down and just to show her how far left her feet were aiming. But you can tell that she definitely has a consistent miss to the left. So I think if she actually started aiming better and starting the ball on line, she would definitely be much more consistent. So that is something workable. So let's move on to the next hole. So over here we chose the target, which is a little black card sign in the center of the fairway, and she told me she was definitely going to aim more right. But for someone who hits a fade, if you miss it, and aiming right on a hole with water on the right is probably not a good idea. So even though she did miss it left on that shot, there is not much here. She wasn't deft enough that it was in the trees. So she actually had a wide open shot. The pin is somewhere right in the center there. She didn't have to do much. But as I've said before, her struggle is a little bit on slopes like this. And especially on a downhill like that, the tendency is to look up, which is what you're going to be able to see. What she does, she just tops the ball. And that's because her body levels weren't consistent and she just looked up when she's about to hit the shot. But it's alright, this is her third shot into the green. And she hits a good pitching wedge, but as I said before again, I do think she needs a new ball because her ball landed on the green and just kept rolling off. And it's not the first time that happened in this round. So I definitely think that the ball that she's playing does not suit her game. So she was just off the green and she decided to go with a putter. and this was not something that I recommended. She just by herself wanted to hit a putter, but I do feel like she was a little bit tentative. And if you're going to choose a putter, that's fine, but just choose a target in front of you of where you want to hit it and just commit to that. You could definitely tell once she putted it, she wasn't committed to a putt, because she immediately knew that she was going to end up short. So this was the putt that she had coming back. Again, as I said before, she struggles a little bit with reading the line, so that's why I was standing behind her, but what a great bogey that was. So we've reached the last hole, and I think you will be able to notice based on 9 holes with Lynn today, she definitely has the potential to be a consistent single handicapper. I find that people like her who are just lacking consistency, because as I said before, when she plays well, she can definitely shoot good scores. She just loses a few strokes here and there, which is why she's probably a 13 handicap. But at the same time, a handicap is just a number. You know, on good days, I believe she can definitely shoot high 70s, and you know, sometimes she might even shoot 90, but that's just golf. Obviously, she could cut a few strokes here and there just by simple course management, but there are definitely a lot of good things in her game, and she should definitely basically focus on the good stuff and try to improve simple things like certain things that we talked about, such as alignment and some course management stuff. And I definitely think that she will be a good, consistent single handicapper. So I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog and learned something. Thank you very much, Lynn, for joining us today, and please subscribe and like my channel for more content like this. And I hope you guys enjoyed this little vlog. See you guys next time.